like a slinky. Has anyone ever seen a slinky? Slinky too is like before y'all age group. Slinkies were a toy that we used to have, by the way. And the slinky, you would take it and you put it on your steps, and it was like a spirally thing. Did you have a slinky at your house? I had a slinky and a Rubik's Cube. Anyway, the slinky, you would take it and it would go like this. If you put the slinky here, it would go like this, and then it would like climb down like that. But the point of me saying that is that we want to find a way to navigate. Now that we were here and we became increasingly lawful here, I want to show you the connection between this and item number 4, which is the transformation. What starts to happen now is that once you persevere through the crossroads situation, you start to create item number 1, Brother Matt, which is going to become additional symbols. Additional symbols, write that down. Some of you that journal, you'll notice that in your journals you'll write some words, but then you may have some type of a visual image. It may be a picture of something. It may be just some type of a stamp that signifies what it is that you went through. Item number 2, or item B, is going to be affirmations. As simple and as beautiful as I did it. Let's just write that down because it's simple. Just 3 words in quotation marks, I did it. Right? Because when you come out of this situation right here, you come out now and you're able to say, I did it. Or for some of you, say for instance, that are struggling with your weight, like I have many times in my life, and I lost my first 5 pounds. I was like, wait a minute. I did it. That wasn't impossible. I made that happen. Right? Just right there. I did it, or I made that happen, or it was not impossible. An affirmation is an adult word, or it's what some young people use to remind yourselves that your greatness did not leave you. Your greatness didn't leave you because of the increased lawfulness that you held inside of yourself. You got that, Brother Matt? Read it to me real quick because I can't see it.
Affirmations. I did.
Next up is item number C, will be traditions. It's going to now become something that you always do. So that when you're at that crossroads situation, for some of us, let's say for instance, there's some people in the room that have a bad temper. That anytime somebody challenges you, one of the first reactions that you want to have is to cut somebody out. Or to rip on somebody. Or to talk bad to somebody. But now you have traditions where you're like, you know what, when that happens, I'm going to just be like this. I'm at the crossroads, but this is going to be me. You become mummified. You become still. And you become a restorer of your own peace. That even the greatest of crossroads and the most discomfort that you feel are not going to be able to get higher than the traditions that you put in place of that discomfort now. That's what your culture is supposed to do. It provides systems and structures and ways for you to be able to cope with not only the sad stuff and the sad faces, but the comfort too. Even whether you're in a comfortable place or an uncomfortable place. Now you have something in place, which is what we refer to as a tradition. What is a tradition? Somebody give me the most simplest definition. Just shout it out.
Yes. It's all right.
What's a tradition? I can't hear you, brother.
Something you do. Represents.
Anybody else in the room? What's a tradition?
It's
like something that you do that holds meaning, like a habit or I don't know.
I like the way you said meaningful. It's something that's so meaningful that it applies in both worlds. It applies in the world of comfort. And it applies in the world of discomfort. That if you're having a great day, the tradition is there. If you're having a terrible day, the tradition is still there. It doesn't go anywhere. It's something that is with you. And the reason why we started the class by identifying the body, you know, even if you're emotional, does your head ever leave you? Do you ever wake up headless? Anybody? Have one of those days you woke up and your head was gone? Or armless? Or backless? Or legless? Or heartless? I don't know. Only you know what that looks like in your own life. When you come to the transformation of culture, I want to bring up item number D, Brother Matt, which is nature now. Please write that down in your notes. Nature. Because your people were so brilliant and so wonderful that what they did out of the comforts and the discomforts of life and society, we returned back to nature. This is why the element of water was used, for example. Can we just use that as a universal example? Write that down. Because when you look at the transformation of a color, of a culture, it has its own identity now. You start to have the essential elements of culture now in place. For some it may be fire. How many people have a candle in their house somewhere? Raise your hand. See what I mean? How many people have an item that reminds them of the ocean in their house, whether it's some seashells or something like that? Right? Because now what's starting to happen is through the transformation of culture, we start to reconnect with the land and with the earth itself. And we find little special things. And I encourage all of you to do that. Have one place in your house, just one place where it's just like, okay, this is my place right here. And here's going to be a picture of somebody that I love that's no longer there. Here's going to be my element of water. Here's maybe my element of fire. Here's my element of air. Here's my element of earth. Something to keep you grounded so you don't lose yourself here. We're people right now where this is becoming our culture. No. I know it feels like that sometimes, and I know that happens sometimes, but when you look at how culture transforms, don't forget those. Write that down, Brother Matt. They are essential elements. They're essential. What is the term? When I use the term essential, what am I talking about? Somebody tell me the definition of what essential is. What is it? Whose face is that? Something you need. Give me something more. Something you need. What else? When you think about something that is essential, what does it mean? Somebody else. Something you can't live without. Right?